Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe des E-Talk. Neues Jahr, neues Glück, neue Company. Atco Mining, McCallum. Callum, is
Ja,
it right? Perfect. Habe ich bei mir wirklich brandneue Firma. Die ist erst seit November am Markt. Ich zeige es Ihnen dann gleich im Chart. Und ja, worum es geht, wo die Firma beheimatet ist, wird er uns selber sagen. Neil, thank you for your time. I said in my German introduction, brand new company, brand new year. You're trading since last November. The share price moved really nicely. So it's going up really in a good way, 150%. In top, I would say 250%. But first, I must say I have no really clue about the company. So can you give me a intro what you're really doing, what commodity you're looking for, which area you're looking, and so on, that we have a better understanding.
yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'll give you a bit of an introduction of Atco. What we're doing is a little bit out of the playbook for most junior mining companies because we're looking at the green energy solution of hydrogen, which is turning into really a global story of energy, really to replace, the carbon emitting fossil fuels. And how we fit in is a little bit untraditional, where we're looking for salt domes so that we are able to store hydrogen that's being produced or planning to be produced within the next 2 years in Western Newfoundland. And this comes at a really good time where Canada and Germany and other European nations are building agreements for the trading of hydrogen, where Western Newfoundland is perfectly placed as a wind energy production area. It's one of the windiest places in North America, so it's a perfect place to produce, wind turbine power. And there's some pretty large scale plans for this area. Another piece of the puzzle for this region is that it's near a deep sea port where we can transport any hydrogen that's being produced. And a third component that makes this area compelling is it has really some of the some salt dome storage caverns that have been defined. And that's the key piece where Atco fits. So what we're doing is the geological work to explore and define deep salt caverns so that we're able to be part of that, really important storage role for the hydrogen. And that's our main focus right now. So we're expanding our land package. We've got about 20,000 hectares in the region. Compare that to a company nearby called Triple Point Resources, who are going to be going public soon, that have about 22,000 hectares. And they're planning to go public soon at about a $50 million market cap with one salt dome that they've defined. And we're much smaller at only about 6.5 million market cap. So we're hoping that we're able to follow in those footsteps and define some salt domes on our projects.
Okay, very interesting idea. I know only salt domes from Kazakhstan and so on, where normally oil or gas sitting underneath and captured by the salt domes. But you in your area or in the area what you're looking is that the salt dome is nothing underneath, so you need this only to storage some hydrogen there. But you must drill it first or something, I guess.
Correct. Yeah, we can do. It's sort of a two-step process where we look for them using geophysics. A fairly economic way to look for things is using gravity. So These things turn out to be really good. They're less dense than the surrounding rocks, so they turn out to be really nice little gravity bullseyes that you can find using some fairly cheap exploration techniques. So that's step one. Step two will be drilling. These are anywhere between a few hundred meters to about a kilometer below surface. So at the next stage will be after we define and refine some of the historically defined gravity lows, we'll be at the stage of drilling.
For me, is this idea really brand new? As you say, it's a little bit out of the playbook. Do you need to confirm your model? Is it enough to drill one hole there to confirm your geographical model?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not like a gold deposit where you need to drill hundreds of holes to define a resource. One hole will confirm or deny the presence of the salt dome. So from that standpoint, even though it's a fairly deep hole, it's going to be pretty quick to test the targets on the project.
And how you can say then how much volume you can capture on this salt dome?
Sure, you can use the geophysics a little bit to infer how large it is, and then maybe you might need to drill a few more holes. You're going to need to, if you get to the point where you're doing an underground storage, you're going to need to drill additional holes eventually for kind of like the geotechnical aspects of it, just to make sure that there's no faults or other structures coming through. So what the other company near us, Triple Point, they've got a fairly advanced stage project where it seems like these salt domes are fairly high quality, where they can store the hydrogen underground.
Okay, but you can use the salt dome not only to storage hydrogen, you can storage nearly all kind of gases. What you want.
Absolutely, you can store natural gas, you can store oil. Obviously, we're looking for the clean energy solution, so hydrogen is the idea here. So,
okay, hydrogen is the one thing. To storage is the one thing. To produce hydrogen is the other thing. So you have wind turbines there. So, but then you need also to get this hydrogen. You need in German we call electrolyse. I don't know what's. That's so. How the plans look there?
Yeah, so there's plans to do that in the near community of Stephenville, where they will have a few converters. There's a company called World Energy. They're looking at a $12 billion project here. So the scale is quite enormous here. We're talking about 1 gigawatt facility to start with, and they've got long-term plans of 3 gigawatts of power that they're going to be producing from wind turbines in more than one location along western Newfoundland. So
okay, and then there comes this hydrogen comes through a pipeline to your or there is the plant to your salt dome storage there, and then when you read a deep sea port, so it means you also that you must be do this get that is how is the English word for this, to convert it from gas to
ammonia.
Is
for transport, and you can, I think, depending on the engineering of the project, you can store it the hydrogen either in the ammonia state or as a gas. It's going to be a little bit cheaper to store it as a gas, just because you don't have to convert it to ammonia. It just takes a little bit more power.
So, do you have an idea of a pipeline of not only from them? Okay, wind turbine first, electrolyzes them, storage them, deep sea port, and so on. So, in which time frame we're talking about?
Well, there's plans to have hydrogen produced 2025. They've got fairly ambitious plans to do this. So they're going through all the permitting and regulatory framework to do that. And really, I think one thing that's great about Newfoundland is they are pushing these projects forward, getting these things approved so that this kind of a project can happen.
Okay. But the point is that, and now is a critical question for me, is all the other companies, they are looking for some commodity. We know we have the world market. But you are now producing not really a product, you're producing a storage facility, I must say.
Exactly.
And what's happened when this production facility is not happened, they're running out of money or whatever, I don't know. So there is maybe nobody produce the hydrogen there. What you're doing with your idea?
I think the storage is the key. And we're going to have the mineral rights and we can develop these things fairly efficiently. So I think that because of the large amount of investment here, I don't think this is going away. The hydrogen solution is going to be kind of really to the forefront in the next 5 to 10 years. We're seeing some big companies make the move. So, the storage is going to be there for a long term, right? So it's a short-term story. This is a long-term story for us.
Yeah, that's sure. That's and I think also hydrogen is a trend you cannot ignore, I must say, especially from the European standpoint. It is clear that we must do something, and with only solar power and wind power and electrician car, we have no really chance to get to our goal, zero emission industry. Yes. So it's not possible. So we need something other. That's clear. But I also saw, it's to go on the next one. I saw also that you have also gold projects in there. So so this is, on one hand, is this a backbone where they say, okay, we do something on gold side too, gold looking now nice, and we do something, or is it say, we have it from the past, or maybe we spin it out, or is it that they say, okay, we drill only in the Salz-Dooms 1 or 2 drill holes, and then we must wait for the other one, and then we have nothing to do, so that we do something, or what is the idea between for this a gold project?
Yeah, it's a gold copper project located in Saskatchewan, where that's the project that launched the company. So we went public, listing our prospectus on that project. So it's a project where we can spend a little bit of money and potentially get a big payback. We can get there fairly easy on the ground and sample it. And copper, as you know, is a big part of the energy solution too for transmitting power. So we see that as a little bit of a wild card. We can do work on it, or we can sit on it for a while. Saskatchewan is a really great place to do work as well in terms of the infrastructure. The province is really pro-mining, so we're pretty happy with having that asset kind of in our back pocket, where we can do a little bit of work and build value that way, along with the kind of untraditional mining asset in the storage sector.
Do you have an idea which news flow we can expect this year?
Yeah, you can expect in the near term results from our airborne gravity geophysics over our southern projects, which make the bulk of our land package in Newfoundland. So we'll be releasing that probably end of Q1, beginning of Q2 this year. And then depending on whether we're going to drill or just play the waiting game a little bit, we may drill this summer or into the fall to confirm or deny some of these salt dome potentials.
Okay, so that's mean the most news flow coming out of the Salz-Dooms, and maybe you do something a little bit on the gold project, and we have a news flow a little bit from them too.
Yeah.
Cash position. I see that you have 26 million shares outstanding. That's not too much.
Yeah.
You have some warrants outstanding with 10 cents, so they're really in the money. So and can exercise maybe, yeah, always I must say. So, but how much cash you have in the pocket? Can you do all the work what you planned for this year?
Yep. We're looking at about 600,000 in the bank, which is more than enough to do the groundwork that we need to do, the airborne geophysics, etc. So we may need to raise again to complete the drilling on a few targets. So we'll wait and see what happens with the overall market. And our story is getting a lot of attention, as you mentioned. So, we're probably going to raise after we announce our targets if we do. So
perfect. Thank you for the first introduction to your company. I think it's a very interesting story, really out of the playbook. So it's not really unusual, but it's very interesting from my side. It's really But this is when something changing in the whole industry, then you're coming up with new ideas.
It's all new, and to be innovators, it's really a fun story to be a part of, because there's no rule book here for how this is done. This is a completely new commodity with hydrogen and how we store it, and this is the way to go. So we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, on the one hand, it's really brand new, but on the other side, it's all there. So it's nothing really that you find something really new out of the blue. It's old technique, what we know exactly. Salt-Dooms we know from storage. There is but the new one is to storage hydrogen. Hydrogen was really a commodity what you use in very specific areas.
Yeah, and I have to say, I have to bring home the point that this area of the world is quite unique, where you have, the three pillars of a project like this, where you've got an incredible area to generate the power with the wind. That's world class. You've got the deep sea port to transport any of this hydrogen, and then you have the Salz-Dooms to store it. Like those three pieces don't happen very often in the world. Yeah, you've got lots of Salz-Dooms maybe in the Western US, but it's hard to get the clean energy to produce it, and then it's landlocked. You don't have the ports nearby. So this area is just absolutely incredible to have all those three key ingredients. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, and hopefully we have time to talk then when you're coming up with good results and the results what you really expect. And then we see also how the other things coming forward, the other companies with their projects, and it's interesting, really interesting. Every year new story.
Exactly. Yep.
Ja, sehr spannende Geschichte. Es ist eigentlich ganz was. Es geht um die grüne Energie, ist eh klar, um die Energietransformation. Das Thema ist ganz einfach Wasserstoff. Wir wissen, Wasserstoff ist das Thema eigentlich der Zukunft. Mit der Elektro, das ist ein Teil, ja, aber Wasserstoff ist das andere. Wir brauchen es für die Stahlindustrie, wir werden es wahrscheinlich für die Autoindustrie brauchen und. So, das Thema ist allerdings, Wasserstoff ist ja auch teuer in der Entstehung, also in der Elektrolyse. Das heißt, ich brauche billigen Strom und ich muss es irgendwo speichern, zwischenspeichern, und ich muss es dann natürlich irgendwo transportieren, wie auch LNG zum Beispiel. So, und Sie haben Projekte in Neufundland, da gibt es ein Riesenprojekt, das wird hier irgendwo sein, schätze ich. Dort wird für 12 Milliarden, oder ist geplant, eine riesengroße Elektrolyse zu machen. Warum dort eine riesengroße Elektrolyse? Weil dort Windkraftanlagen sehr einfach zu machen sind und es extrem windig ist. Also es ist eine der windigsten Stellen in ganz Kanada und wer schon mal in Kanada drüben war, wenn die sagen, es ist windig, dann ist es richtig windig und dazu eignet sich das wunderbar für die Windkraftwerke. Das heißt, es ist billiger Strom da. Das zweite ist, dann ist die Elektrolyse natürlich, die aufgebaut werden ist. Das dritte ist, ich muss es irgendwo natürlich dann storagen und das vierte ist dann, ich muss es mit einem Tiefseehafen verschiffen. Und alle 3 Sachen bzw. 4 Sachen kommen dort zusammen. Was machen sie? Ihr Ziel ist es, Salz-Dome, Salzkuppeln zu finden. Die kenne ich sehr stark aus der Ölindustrie, wo Gas unterhalb gefestigt ist. Das ist absolut dicht und dort wollen sie quasi, die finden sie über ein Gravitationstief, über Schwerkraftstiefe kann man das ausfindig machen. Dann braucht man nur 1 oder 2 Bohrlöcher reinjagen und schon weiß man, ob dort ein Salzdom ist und welche Porosität er hat, wie er dementsprechend aufgebaut ist. Und auch daraus lässt sich die Größe quasi berechnen. Das heißt, es ist mit sehr wenig Aufwand, können Sie einen Salzdom bestätigen. Was ist jetzt da die Sache, der Hintergrund? Also Sie sehen hier, da sieht man diese roten Teile, das sind ärmere Sachen, die ärmer gehören. Das da haben sie auch noch dazu. Da machen sie jetzt einmal ein Airborne drüber, damit sie auch die magnetischen Tiefe, die Gravitationstiefe, also eine magnetische Gravitationstiefe feststellen können. Dort werden sie dann auch bohren, dann dementsprechend den Salzdom bestätigen. Das geht relativ einfach. Sage ich mal, das können Sie auch aus den Gravitationsdaten schon rauslesen, dass da was ist. Und und dann müssen Sie eigentlich warten, dass die Elektrolyse steht, dann wird es über Pipeline reingepumpt und dann gibt es einen Tiefseehafen, dort wird es dann dementsprechend auch wieder gleich verladen und dann wieder rausgeben. Aber Storage muss es einfach dazwischen, weil natürlich die Schiffe nicht immer rundum fahren. Interessante Story haben wir so noch nie gehabt. Als zweites Projekt haben sie noch ein Goldprojekt in Saskatchewan, wo sie dementsprechend auch teilweise arbeiten, mit dem haben sie gestartet. Aber was auch spannend ist, es gibt eine Firma, die heißt, what was the name they go now public in the next few weeks?
Triple Point Resources.
Triple Point Resources wird in den nächsten Wochen public gehen. Die haben bei denen in der Nähe ein Gebiet und wollen ungefähr mit einem 3-fachen Preis an die Börse gehen. Und die haben genau dasselbe Geschäftsmodell. Aber was er sagt, was so einzigartig an Neufundland ist, eben, dass sie billigen Strom, dann die Salzdome und den Wasserhafen haben, das ist extrem, also er kennt keinen anderen Platz, wo das quasi ist, und das ist genau das Thema, was extrem spannend ist. Und wie gesagt, diese Triple Point Resources hat ein bisschen ein größeres Gebiet als wie sie und eigentlich sollte daraus eine Value-Unterschied kommen zwischen Triple Point und Erna und das glauben sie, dass sie das Gap zumachen können mit dem Bonus eben, dass noch ein Goldprojekt in Saskatchewan haben. Das ist eigentlich die Story und ja, interessant, müssen wir sie auf der Agenda halten, denn Wasserstoff wird für uns ein Zukunftsthema werden und das wird extrem spannend sein. Neil, thank you for the first introduction, and good luck with all the gravity search on your project. And maybe next time we see us on the PDEC, and then do you go to PDEC?
Yes,
Perfect. Then next time we'll see us on the PDEC, and maybe you have some updates for us.
Good, absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
See you, and good luck.
Thanks. Bye for now.
Bye.